greatest of the greatest. A podcast that you never knew you needed. With interviews from people you have never met, or maybe you have once or twice. Asking questions and knowing more than you want to know about them. You are listening to Full Buddy Cast.
Good. Faithful. Niner faithful. Watch out for that microphone.
What do you mean?
We're on. We're live.
Oh, shit. What happened?
Look at what you're doing. What are you, new? It's like watching a toddler figure this thing out. It's on the outside. You had it on the outside.
Cut.
This is getting videotaped.
I know.
This is probably... Did you break that? Give that to me.
No, I think we're good now.
Obviously, you're not a gamer girl. Dude,
absolutely.
Joe would be very disappointed in watching how you wrestled all that.
Landon had...
Bring that closer to your mouth.
Oh, gross.
Whole thing.
Okay, gross.
The whole thing. Like, remember
What do you mean?
If you're talking... Like, here, can you hear us right now?
Yes.
Now do you hear you a little bit better?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Go ahead. What did Landon do?
Oh, he had on Joe's gamer headphones and had his little remote control, and he was just pretending.
Nice. Yeah, I remember doing that with my little brother, making him think that he was playing and I was really playing. That's fun. All right, well, this is going to be a full buddy cast, guys. This is just an episode. I got one of my BFFFFFFFFFFs forever. I think you were in my phone at some point as like several Fs. Yeah. Jenna, Brassard. Some may used to know as Jenna Takahashi. Other people might know her as horrible with headphones and beers. Like, you're a mess right now.
I know. What happened? Maybe I'm a little nervous.
Are you a little nervous?
Maybe. I don't know.
Of the Chiefs?
Oh, hell no. Shut up.
You're not.
We're going there already.
I'm just curious what you're nervous on. We don't have to go there yet, but obviously Jenna's a huge Niner fan.
What did you call me? A sweet, friendly fan.
A sweet, friendly fan. She's been great
You would
this
never
year.
have called me that back in 2012.
You would have
13? You would
no.
never.
You would have, but you would have
have
never been that way. You have been in the shadows, like silently rooting, but like inside, probably going, "This is awesome." My main question is, and we're going to jump into this more, but we're going to talk about you. But Are you worried about jinxing it? Like what is the whole? Like, are you? Is it too good to be true?
You basically called me out at the end of your post. That's what I meant when I said you know me too well.
Way too well.
But I will say maybe it's two things. One, I think I've matured. I'm a
Gotten
mother
older.
now.
Yep.
A little older.
You're not out to prove stuff.
Not an angry Safeway employee out to get the world.
I do agree with that.
So I feel like I'm a little bit more grounded now. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't feel the need maybe to be as obnoxious as
like
I
Roger.
possibly once was. So yeah.
But I think here's the thing, and we're going to talk about this in a little bit. I think the main, I know this. Okay, guys, I caught up with Jenna just a little bit. I know I know her very well. It's why I'm a BFF. It's why I was in her wedding and then performed her wedding.
You were a bridesmaid. You weren't just in the wedding. You weren't a groomsman. Yes, you did officiate our wedding, but you were a bridesmaid. You had a bouquet.
Yeah.
You were in all the bridesmaids' pictures.
Yes.
I got you a groomsman gift, which I'm sure we will talk about.
Was it a groomsman gift?
That's what that is.
That man cave thing?
I would never have bought that. Why else do you think I bought that for you?
I thought like you had me for like a Secret Santa thing.
No, that was your groomsman gift. All the girls got like necklaces and bracelets.
Oh.
Well, I wasn't getting you a necklace or bracelet, so I got you that stupid thing.
I love it. That was the first Seahawks thing she's ever purchased in her entire life for me.
I was very embarrassed to walk into the store.
That's why we're BFFFFFFFs. I got so many Jenna stories. We're gonna have several episodes, but we're gonna right now key in on how we know each other.
Yep.
Safeway.
Yep.
She was the cool girl. She was the popular girl. She was the Kelly Kapowski of Safeway Maple Valley. Nice burp.
The Safeway girl.
Nice burp, by the way.
Thank you.
I like how I called you Kelly Kapowski, and immediately you're like, that was me. Just cigarette. Those are the days.
That was off of one sip.
And then she goes, and then I was, and you guys might think, oh, you're Zach Morris.
Nope.
Oh, no, you were Screech. Nope. Mr. Belding.
You were the creepy, balding.
Yeah, Mr. Belding.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah.
That's how we laughed, but then we also had somebody else that laughs that way there too.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Anyway, so we became friends there. We worked later shifts. She would usually have the closing checker shift. We were a busy store, and I was at closing PIC. We became friends. We had a lot of fun, and throughout the years, we just.
Would you say what we started bonding over there was probably football?
I think it was humor. I think we had a yes. Okay, yes, I'd say that.
I feel like it was football.
Football.
Because at some point, I feel like I was actually able to wear my Niner jersey to work.
Ooh.
Which I can't wear that at my current.
I think that's a write-up
of employment. Yeah.
That's my Adam Post.
Your Adam Post?
Yeah, my Adam Post. So we had mutual friends. We've been in fantasy football leagues, still running. She's been a champion.
Yep.
She's a champion. I'm a champion too. Joe, her husband, is a current champion. She moved to Enumclaw.
Oh yeah.
We've had history there with just hanging out, New Year's parties, and just going over watching the game, and then your new house.
Yep.
And there was one thing I was like, oh yeah, I think we celebrated your 20. Where did we go? Where Lytle was there, and like we all had such a.
It was probably at the Beak. Where else? Would it
we
have
went
been?
out to like Bellevue.
You were there.
I think
at the parlor.
No,
you were not.
Was that the tree? That was the Treese one. Where was that the Treese one? What was the Treese one where things got a little out of control?
I threw up
in
my ex-boyfriend's car the entire way home. I had nothing but AMFs.
So you had
that
one
whole night. No. And I was literally throwing up blue on the entire way home. Inside, not outside of the car, but inside the car.
So I didn't go to that one.
And that was the one, though, where I fell down the escalator.
Yeah.
And Lytle picked me up, and I kept telling everybody, it's okay, he's a firefighter. It's okay.
And from then on, you fell in love with firefighters and had to marry one.
Oh, God, Joe.
You had to marry one.
Don't say that. Don't say it. He already calls me a badge bunny.
A badge bunny? How many firefighters have you dated?
In
the past?
I'm not going to answer that question.
More than 2?
Yes.
More than 3?
Nope.
Yes.
Nope. But I did have a lot of friends that were firefighters, including like Lytle and
It's good.
Yep.
Cool. Well, and you're also wearing your yellow firefighter boots as well.
I love these boots.
Those are cool
I don't
boots.
think I've ever gotten more compliments on a pair of shoes than these boots right here.
Really? How long have you had them?
I don't know, a couple months.
And you just compliments left and right.
Yes, everywhere I go.
Because they don't
I wear them to work all the time.
Because people don't know what to say to you about them. They're like,
well, I don't think they're expecting the bright yellow.
Yeah, they're like, are those like Hulk Hogan's shoes from like back in the day?
No.
They are.
They're, who's the McDonald's guy?
Ronald McDonald?
Yeah. But are they red shoes? Are they red shoes or yellow shoes?
With the name McDonald in it. From McDonald's.
But I think his shoes are red. Smoke or laugh?
I don't smoke.
Smoke or laugh?
I don't smoke. Did you smoke?
Do people ever ask you if
all the
you're
time.
a smoker?
Yeah. All the time. Yeah. I blame my parents. I had a top bunk in a trailer where I grew up at, 50-foot trailer. It was a single wide. Grew up, and my parents made they had, that's how you got the heat, was from wood stoves. And I think when you make that fire, this as a badge bunny, with the smoke goes to the very top, and I'm on the top bunk breathing that in. I think I have that now.
I was going to say, because I grew up in a house where it was always a wood burning stove.
Were you on the top bunk too?
No. Jeff and I had separate bedrooms.
Forever, right?
Yeah.
How long did you guys live there in that spot?
They are still there.
No, I know, but how long did you guys... Were you born there and moved in there?
No, so I was born in California.
Born and raised. Where at?
No, not born and raised. So I was born in Castro Valley, the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And we lived there till I was like 3.
Okay, so you got some roots there.
And then we moved up to, and all my family's still down there though. Everybody's still down there. It's just me and my parents that are up here. And literally everybody else is in California.
Did you stay in that house? Has that house been your house the entire?
Yes, ever since we moved to Maple Valley, they've been in that house.
That house, they probably bought it for maybe $200,000 back in the day.
$100K, $200.
And now it's probably got at least 6,
yeah,
7
for sure. I want to buy that house.
I want to buy that house more.
No.
I help split wood there. I help split wood there.
Oh yeah, you probably have actually. Yeah.
All right, we got a lot of stories, but we're gonna stay with it. We're gonna say this is Super Bowl week. I wanted Jenna on here.
Super Bowl week. That would be next week, or are you posting these? Or I don't know how this works.
Okay, yeah, this is brand new.
Because I'm a big fan.
Yeah, you've listened to none.
I've listened to all of them. I don't know how this works.
So I record. It's not instantaneous. This isn't live. There aren't people really out there yet, but there will be. So
you will be playing this
next.
Okay.
During Super Bowl week. Okay. Hey everybody, welcome. This is Super Bowl week. You caught up now?
Okay. Gotcha.
So
even though they just won the NFC Championship on Sunday. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Are we gonna on the next one that we record? Are you gonna pretend? Dude, that was
the week after, and they won.
Yeah, and you're gonna be like, wasn't that great? What an awesome game! Are you gonna pretend? Or are you gonna go? That was a good NFL hard fought game. Are you gonna be like Rob Lowe with your
with the stupid shield hat? He looks. Oh, brother, no, absolutely not.
All right, so here's why I think that you were less annoying. Or I think you're less annoying now, but I think that you were more annoying then.
Well, yeah.
It wasn't me, and it wasn't your age. There was one person, 2 words. We've already said his name yet.
Joe Brassard.
No. This is before Joe.
We're not blaming this on being a mom.
No.
Having children.
No.
Having matured.
Adam Post.
Okay.
Do you remember?
Adam Post. Okay.
Yeah. Do you remember how much he would just fire you up?
Yeah.
Back in the day with the Seahawks. Oh, okay, Jenna. All right. Well, good game yesterday. You guys really did a hard fought game. And
well, does everybody know that we worked with Adam?
Yes, we all worked with Adam Post. That's how we all became friends. Yes. A good trio.
Yes.
There was a couple people that would float in and out, but we stayed together.
Yep. That is very true. I guess you could say that, because not only is he not harassing me at work, he also doesn't tag me in as many god awful
Facebook
Niner posts. Yes.
I think the Niners were more hateable back then, too.
Oh, for sure. Kaepernick.
And I think the
Harbaugh.
Seahawks were more hateable back then, too. Even though we kind of stayed the same. We had Sherman at the time.
Yeah.
You have Sherman now.
Yeah.
We had Carroll, and I think Carroll drove you nuts.
He's still so annoying.
Harbaugh drives me nuts, or used to drive me nuts.
And his khaki pants.
Kaepernick drove us nuts. You hated that Russell Wilson was getting all this hoopla, and you felt he wasn't.
The stupid Legion of Boom and all that other.
We were great. We were a great team. Thanks for reminding me that we used to be a great team. Did you
Not anymore.
Did you ever hate Marshawn Lynch?
Who's back on top?
Did you ever hate Marshawn Lynch?
Who's back on top? Not only in the NFC West, but the whole NFC.
Yeah, you guys are great.
Who's on top? You actually even said it in your post that my team is the best. Mm-hmm. You actually said that.
Yeah, I do.
Who?
The San Francisco. Wait, Santa Clara.
No.
Yeah, the Santa Clara.
Just because they're stadium.
48 plus oneers.
Oh, God. Okay. In a very roundabout way.
But at the time, we're going back in the day, though. This is why there was so much hatred. I didn't like Harbaugh. I didn't like Kaepernick.
Yeah.
But I think
Crabtree, you could even throw him in there.
Yeah, for sure. Was there any Seahawk that you liked?
Absolutely not.
Not just like Marshawn Lynch,
I really do like Marshawn. I think he's hilarious. I think he's really cool, and I liked him when he wasn't on the Hawks.
But because he was also playing for a Bay team too.
Yeah, Raiders.
I can say this. Mm-hmm. I'm secure in my masculinity.
Okay.
I liked Vernon Davis.
Oh, yes. How could you not?
I just made fun of how many times he would get a concussion just walking onto the field. Like a flag, literally.
Chancellor did him in. It was that one.
It was that huge hit.
Yes.
Did you?
That was pretty much the downfall. I feel
of Vernon
Davis.
He's still playing. He's 85. His number, and he's still playing. He's 85 years old.
He's still playing for the Redskins, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're hurting. They need Vernon Davis on their team.
They need him to be healthy.
Oh, Vernon.
I love Vernon Davis.
When you were growing up, who was your? We're gonna go back in the day. How did you become a Niner fan?
Yeah, so my dad grew up in the Bay Area. He grew up in Berkeley, and he was a big Niner fan. And I just distinctly remember watching games with him. And he was so fired up, so passionate. He would sit there swearing at the TV, yelling at the TV. And he's
passed it on.
Yes, because I very much so
the same.
So
dude,
watch games pretty much exactly like my father.
So I've had Jenna over a few times. We've watched games at her house or my house, and my kids, even when they were young, this one time I got invited out. First time actually I ever had a Bloody Mary, and your dad made it. It was delicious. But Jenna's like, hey, you want to come over and watch the game? I'm like, sure. So I pretend that it's just going to be me. And we go to your mom and dad's house.
Was it it was to watch a game, wasn't it?
I don't know if it was a Seahawk game. I want to say it was later on it was around right before Christmas. I know it was in December because my kids ended up okay. So we show up to the Takahashis. What's Laird and Barb
Taco, or what would we call her?
Takahashi. Oh, that's we got to save that for another one. Yes, we got to save that one for another one.
Okay. Oh man,
we got some history.
See, this is why I told you take notes. I cannot believe you don't have an outline for these.
We don't need an outline. See how good this is.
That's
so
far? Why you're taking notes right now.
This is what I'm gonna be like. Oh yeah, we talked about this. We talked about that.
Just put Takahashi.
No, that's not. This is our notes for right now. Super Bowl. What do we talk about? Adam Post.
Okay. That was us talking about the Super Bowl.
We're not
that
done.
Was not us.
That's just still going.
Super Bowl. Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, history. Okay, so so we go over there. I go over there. I bring all three kids. They're hiding in the back seat of mine.
Oh my God.
I go in for like 10 minutes. Like it's just me. My kids are still sitting back there because Jenna just thinks it's going to be me, her, and her parents. Her dad's making breakfast, and we go and sit down, watch the game a little bit. Like, I forgot something out in my car. So I go out to the car as if I'm bringing in like, I don't know, some groceries or something. All three.
You came empty-handed. You didn't bring anything to offer to everybody else other than continue.
Listen, I'm a bag of chips guy. You invite me, I'm bringing a bag of chips.
Side note story. Total side note story. So one time we went over to Josh and Steph's for dinner. It was like a barbecue dinner or whatever. So Steph asked Joe to bring a salad. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I was not informed of this. So Joe comes over and he doesn't just have like a bag of salad, like a kit salad. He literally brought over a bag of 3 heads of romaine lettuce, and that was it. And he handed it to Steph and said, here's my salad. He didn't bring anything to put on it, no dressing, nothing to put on top.
What was her?
He literally just brought a Ziploc bag.
Well, that makes sense. That makes sense because he used to say, "Oh, I've slaved the day, cleaned the entire house," and he just swept the floors.
He swept the floors. Yes. Give me compliments. Yes. No, he has come a very long way, though. Yeah, he's very helpful.
He's a good dude. I love that guy.
He very much is.
So
back to the story.
We bring the kids in. I'm empty-handed, but I bring the kids in, and they're like, "Oh, you brought your 8, 6, and 4-year-old."
Yep.
And I'm like, "Yeah, we're gonna watch the game." So Barb really wasn't into the game anyways. She was started to decorate the tree in the side room. So some of my kids helped with that.
I do not remember that at all. I think I was just
You're focused on the game. Oh. Laird liked it. He just got to cook more. And this is good. No, don't
he's a more the merrier.
Nice guy, yeah. Like. And then we watched the game. But then when we're driving home, Madden goes, "Jenna knows so many cuss words."
Oh, God. Oh, no. I forgot about that.
And she goes,
"Yeah,
I can't believe she'd said that in front of her own parents."
Oh, man. They probably lost. Do you remember if they won or lost?
Yeah, they lost.
Was it a Hawks-Niner game, though?
I want to say it was a Hawks.
Why else would you have come over?
Well, I think just because I probably had nothing going, and I was just like, "Oh, yeah, sure, I'll come over." But I think it was a Niners-Saints game. I think it was something that I just didn't really have a dog in the fight, but I was just hanging out.
It wasn't the same game that Adam came over to, though. Because remember, Adam came over one time, too? And we all watched a game.
At your mom and dad's?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't remember that.
Okay.
Well, maybe. Go ahead.
No, I just distinctly remember Adam coming over one time to my parents, and we all watched a football game.
I mean, we used to watch Super Bowls together. We watched the NFC Championship when the Saints won that shit.
That was not a champion.
Yes,
it
was.
No, it
Yes,
was not.
it was.
It was a Super Bowl. We've already had this argument. Why would
And I'm always right on it.
No! Trust me. Call Adam right now. It was not a Super Bowl. It was a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
it was the Colts. It was the Colts Saints Super Bowl. Why would we have had a party together for a conference championship game?
Because we like to party.
Who would it have been? It would have been the Saints and who? I think somebody thought it was like the Saints Vikings or something. Why would we have had a party?
It was the Saints
Vikings.
It
was not. It was a Super Bowl party.
Yeah, the only reason I believe that because I don't think you would have come out to it.
Hell no.
And this is when you first started. Did you first start hanging out with us at this point?
No, we had all been like really good friends, I think, for a while.
But I remember there's a time when I was stoked that Jenna actually showed up to something. And we had planned it.
That was the party though that Jenny showed up.
Showed up
in her
yeah.
her Abe Lincoln jacket.
Yeah. And then one of our friends was like, "Hey, what is like Civil War called?"
No, Abe Lincoln just walked in or something.
No, he said they want their jacket back.
Oh, yeah. Little Jenny. Saints
she's
Super
super
Bowl.
nice. Oh, super nice. Oh my gosh, I didn't tell you this. Jamie. Same thing.
Oh, no.
I asked Jamie the other day, this is when playoffs start. I go, who do you want to see in the Super Bowl?
Oh,
who do you want to see? And she goes, I don't know. I like the Saints and Saints Seahawks.
Oh no.
And I go,
oh no.
I got to tell Jenna this immediately.
Yes. But you didn't tell me. Were you saving it for this?
I was saving for the next time I saw it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Plus
sorry I did not turn on the filter for your children.
Yeah.
I am a different person, I guess, when I watch games.
You are.
Did I tell you that Joe refused to watch any playoff games with me? We didn't watch any playoff games together.
Why?
Because he knows that I'm a psycho I'm a psycho already when I watch regular games. And then if it becomes a playoff game, that's going to get turned up a notch. And then, God forbid, the Super Bowl game. I don't
invite me over then. I want to watch. I like watching football with you.
I watched it with my parents. I watched the Viking games at my parents. Well, I don't want you to show up with your children. And then
Jacqueline.
And then we watched the NFC Championship game over my parents. But no, I wanted my husband to be there, but it was just Harps and I. Harps in her little Kittle jersey.
Yeah.
Her little Kittle shirt. Her
Greg Kittle. Greg Kittle, greatest tight end in the history of the NFL. He has a brother George out there, I heard, but
no, there is so freaking Greg. Yeah, no, Joe, and lucky for him, he is actually working on Super Bowl Sunday, so he will not have to watch the game with
What
me.
are you doing? I'm not inviting myself over. I just want to know.
No, so during the championship game, I was on a text chain with like my aunt, my cousins, and we're all.
Are you flying down there?
So she invited. She's like, "You guys come down, watch the game. How cool would it be to even just go to like a bar somewhere downtown and just watch with a bunch of Niner fans?
That'd be awesome.
Or even if we just watched it at their house, like at least I would get to be around other Niner fans.
Absolutely.
And I totally would have gone down there, but I asked my dad, and he wants to watch it from the comfort of his own home, and I have to watch the game with my dad. Like, I have to. So, but God forbid, they win it all.
You're gonna punch your dad right in the face and say, I can't watch this.
No. Because that would have really sucked if I spent all that money to fly down there and then they end up losing. But
yeah, a real shame.
But I would have been able to spend time with my family, so it's not like it would have been.
You just did.
What?
Didn't you just spend time with all of them?
Yeah, but I mean, it was like a day and a half.
Like me and Joe could have gone to that game. I had tickets to that Seahawks-Niners game.
You would have taken me.
I know. I called you first. Did I not talk to you first?
No, you did.
I talk about. See, Joe thinks it's just me and him that text, and he thinks he's the first on my. I'm like, hey, what fantasy football it is, but when it comes to Niner related stuff, sorry, Joe. I'm going to talk to Jenna first.
Yeah, because he doesn't care.
He don't care.
Mm-mm. He will root for the Niners, though. But what I was saying is that, God forbid, they do win it all. I will try and go down there for the parade.
So you became a fan because, dude, I just love the
Excuse me.
burps. There's a lot of burps. This is
Sorry.
fine. This is who Jenna is.
Sorry.
She's a pretty face,
Oh,
but
God.
she's a
Well, you gave me a
she'll burp.
beer.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Okay. So what were you saying? I became a fan.
Yeah. How?
I just told you.
You grew
from
up
my
there,
dad.
and then you flew up here, and you said that
Yeah.
your dad would cuss and scream and yell.
Oh yeah. No, I just remember he's been a big Niner fan, and so
Then you flew,
became a big Niner fan.
and then your mom.
Oh, my mom. She's so funny. So she is I don't want to call her a bandwagon Niner fan, but let's go ahead and call her a bandwagon Niner fan. My dad, actually, that starter jacket that I have
Yeah.
was a coat that my dad bought for my mom, and she wore it like once. and then he ended
By
up giving
choice,
it to me.
was she like,
What, with the coat?
Yeah.
Well, it's gigantic, and she's a tiny human being.
Right, she is.
But where was I going with this?
that beer is really hitting you hard?
Where's I going?
You're talking about
Oh,
bandwagon.
So,
Niner fan.
and she also, I actually would say that she's a bigger Hawks fan
Yeah,
than a
good.
Niner fan.
Good. Great.
My brother and I got my dad a Jerry Rice jersey because he hasn't had any really Niner.
Was it a
gear.
Seahawks jersey since Jerry Rice was on the Seahawks
no.
for a year?
God, no. But then I asked my mom, so I very casually asked my dad, say, "Hey, Dad, if you could have a jersey or whatever, like whose jersey would you wear?" He's like, "Oh, maybe Kittle or." And I figure if I got him like a Rice or Montana one, he
Right.
could wear it
Forever.
all the time, forever. And then I asked my mom, thinking she's gonna say a Seahawk, thinking she's gonna say like Russell Wilson or something like that. And then she goes, I think I'd want a Montana jersey.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, she's getting there.
Mom.
She's
So
getting
maybe
there.
we're getting her back on. But
I want a Montana name on the back of a Seahawks jersey.
she's gonna be rooting for Kansas City in the Super Bowl because she likes Patrick Mahomes.
If I would have thought ahead here, more than just saying, "Hey, you want to come over? Let's talk Super Bowl," I would have went on Amazon and would have bought like a friggin' Chiefs outfit. Like I'm talking like hammer pants, like Chiefs hammer pants. I think I had Chiefs hammer pants back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, do maybe put some shoulder pads on. Just
No,
get crazy
what I
with the
want
Chiefs
to
stuff.
get you is a George Kittle, like a cheap like Walmart Kittle jersey.
Yeah.
And then just
Put
write Greg
Greg.
on top of it.
I like that actually.
You could actually put it in here. Maybe I will. I'll find you a cheap Walmart jersey.
If you could do
and just write
anything,
Greg.
if you could do anything, and you meet George Kittle, and then you have this cheap Walmart jersey, please have him sign it as Greg Kittle.
I will. Okay. So what I was saying, I was kind of in the start of telling you, I've been listening to some podcasts.
Oh, cool. Which ones?
Mostly having to do with obviously the Niners and the
Uh-huh.
Super Bowl.
Oh, cool. Hopefully you'll
and
listen to this
Full
one.
Body Podcast. Yep. No, but there was one in particular. I think it was like a Barstools. It was Pardon My Take.
I love Pardon My
maybe?
Take.
Yes. They kept calling him Greg Kittle.
On purpose?
Yes. Well, no, like they didn't realize that they were calling him Greg.
You see,
Are we recording?
Was there ass crack there?
Are we actually recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just had to
We're
drop
gonna
that.
go through this whole thing.
I had to drop that down a little bit
shoot,
because
it wasn't
we were getting a
recording.
little loud. I had to drop it down.
Oh.
See those earthquake monitors over there?
Oh, okay.
So I had to dial it back. Anyway, keep
Okay.
going.
No,
So
they were calling him Greg the entire
On purpose?
time.
On purpose.
I don't think they realized that they were calling him Greg,
Oh.
and I was just screaming at the radio. It's George.
We've all been there.
They didn't hear me.
We've all been there. Listen, this is where it came from with me.
Because you never mess up on anything.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. But remember Adam messed up too during that game?
What'd he call?
What happened? Remember? And we were all like, Adam never messes up. And even Lauren was.
Was it Richard Wilson? Russell Sherman?
Peyton Newton. No.
That's true. Adam, I remember that. Adam did mess
I
up.
can't remember what
and
it
he
was.
he stared intently at the TV as if he didn't mess up. And
Until
everyone's
someone called him
laughing
out.
and talking. And he's still just like, Remember the time we were at your old house and
Love that
we
house.
were watching Sunday Night Football. By the way, Kyle Pierce listens to all these. So Kyle Pierce bought your guys' old house.
Yep.
I kind of do this little sneaky thing. Anytime they upgrade something or change something, I'm like, Jenna's like, hey, could you show me what that.
Didn't they sell it? Didn't you?
Oh, they sold it now. That's right. So they don't care, but they upgraded it, and so then she's
No,
like,
I do. I love that house.
yeah, it's a good house. Your first house in a sense.
Yeah.
It was your first house, owning a house.
Yeah.
But anyway, Kyle Pierce. What were we talking about?
You were talking about a game at our
at the old house. The old house. That's right. The old house. And we were watching, I think it was a Saturday Night Football. I think it was Arizona versus the Seahawks or something. And it was Chris Collinsworth or whatever. And he's like,
God.
hey, you gotta give it on your nerve.
We kept rewinding it. We just kept rewatching it and rewatching it.
And that guy's gonna get it. Something like that. Like he's gonna get it into there.
Who's worse?
And Adam was crying, laughing, like for like 10 minutes, just hat on his face.
Yep. Well, yeah, because we kept rewinding it and watching it. Yeah, Joe hates him.
Adam? Wow.
No. Oh, poor AP.
Anyway,
AP.
Who's worse, Chris Collinsworth
or Joe Buck?
I like them.
You like both of them?
I like them all. Everyone hates on them. Everyone hates on them. Okay, here's why I like them.
Buck is way worse.
Because the voices I associate with Sunday Night Football or Monday Night Football or baseball, and it's like I can't.
Well, Buck anyway.
It brings memories. I can't hate them. Now Ron Fairley, I couldn't stand as a Mariners commentator, and I've said this in an old podcast that you haven't listened to, but it's I haven't even released it yet. Actually, it's going to be released next week. I talk about how Mike Blowers cussed me out. Actually, it's going to be released this week. Mike Blowers cussed me out at the casino one time.
Really?
You got to listen to it. I'm not even going to tell a story because this is like the third time. Okay. So, but Ron Fairley, he would say he didn't know how to say Washington.
A lot of people can't.
Yeah. And then Niehaus would say
Dave.
Melwinez baseball. And you would get these two guys who didn't know how to say our friggin' state or our team name right. And then they were our
announcer.
But I love Dave Niehaus.
Oh yeah.
Melwinez baseball.
You not?
Yeah. And then so anyway, Ron Fairley was it for me.
Oh.
And then Ron Sims now. Ron Sims baseball, he hates the Mariners, so he just commentates.
I like Rick Riz.
Rick Riz.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like Mike Blowers if he didn't cuss me out.
Will the Mariners ever make it to a World Series? Will I ever live to see the Mariners? Well, first they need to freaking make it to the playoffs, which that in itself has been a challenge for them. But will I ever live to see the Mariners?
Someone told me, it might have been Kyle. I don't know. Someone said that maybe it was Tyson. I don't know, but it was we were a couple years back when the whole banging trash cans, stealing signs things were going on. We were playing the Astros like the last series, and if we would have won that series, then we would have. If we would have won that series, then we would have made the postseason, and they wouldn't have.
Was this after 2001? Because I'm pretty sure that's the last time. We were in the playoffs.
We weren't in it. We were close. We were a few games behind.
And then that's what the Astros.
And that's when we would have made it into the postseason. We made some wild card run, and we just needed to win the series. And if we would have, then we would have beat them and knocked them out. We would have been in.
No, we blew it, always.
Friggin' blew it. Okay, so we're talking about a lot of different things. Let's stay focused on the Super Bowl and San Francisco 49ers.
Yes.
So what is your favorite play in the history of, and they've had a lot of them, and I'm going to list them. I'm going to list them for you. Okay.
What?
I'm going to list them. You tell me, and then I'll let you answer.
I already know what it is.
Was it when Sherman tipped Kaepernick's pass?
Absolutely not.
When Cam Chancellor blew Vernon Davis' heads off?
No.
Or was it when Harbaugh did the hold
cake?
I want cake. I want it now. Or was it when you guys were up by a lot in the Super Bowl against the Ravens, and then the power went out, and then you guys got beat at the end? What was your favorite? Tell me your favorite of those.
Of those?
Yeah, I'm just curious. What's your favorite one? The Sherman tip?
Absolutely not.
The Vernon Davis death cycle?
Because that was my man.
The
Harbaugh hold.
Harbaugh hold sign
And
for
those awful khaki pants.
and then when they gave up lost the Super Bowl to the Ravens after having a huge
How
lead.
can you ask me that? I mean, granted, was it after halftime that the lights went out?
Yeah,
or was it before
that was
halftime?
after-
And then they were getting their asses kicked.
Who was?
The Niners.
No, they were winning.
No, they were not. Because after the lights went out, they started coming back, and everybody kept thinking that they did something. Pretty sure they were getting their asses kicked.
It was the
You're
Beyonce
gonna look it
halftime show,
I don't
and she
freaking
just
remember.
sucked all the juice out.
I don't remember halftime, but no, I'm pretty sure that the Niners were behind. Because everybody kept like texting me and messaging me and saying, "Oh, Jenna, where are your Niners at?" Blah 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 blah. And I'm pretty sure that they were down. And then the lights went out, and then after the lights came back on, they started turning things on.
Okay, here we go.
You got the
Here we go. It was Super Bowl
breakdown?
XLV11. I don't know how to spell these. I don't know. That's 48, I think.
I just
47.
know L was 50. That's all I know.
Yeah. And you guys took the L. Oh, you're
That
right.
was insane. Yeah, exactly. Trust me.
Easy, girlfriend. I'm over here.
Hey.
You're on my
Hey.
You're a guest in my house. So it was 7-3 in the first quarter,
7-3
21-6,
Yeah.
and then it went 21 plus 7 is 8.
28.
28
To 6 probably.
No,
or-
they scored 17 points.
Yeah, so that was after.
So 17 is, hold on, wait, stop. I got to do my math.
Okay.
17 plus 6 is 23. There we go. So it's 28-23, and then the final score was 34-31.
Yeah. They lost by a field goal. Well, I mean.
You know who the MVP
tie.
was?
Freaking Flacco.
Yes.
It was Flacco.
Friggin' Flacco.
Friggin' Flacco.
If you give me another autographed jersey
Just
now,
put friggin'
I
on
want
the top.
friggin' Flacco on it. That's hilarious. But yeah, that's Beyonce.
Is he even on a team?
Yeah, he plays for the Broncos. He played for the Broncos for a bit.
Yep.
Um,
Don't give a shit about Flacco. Okay.
Now we'll tell. So what's your favorite ones of those?
Those are awful. How am I
Just
supposed
choose
to choose
one. You gotta choose one. I'd say Harbaugh holding is probably the easiest thing for you to say.
Okay.
The Babylon Bee, or what was it? No, it was the Onion. The Onion said the Onion had an article after the holding, and it says Jim Harbaugh's wife still upset or getting upset that Harbaugh is still calling holding, and he's in his living room. They have a picture of him just still calling the hold call for the past 2 weeks.
Oh man.
Favorite. Okay, so probably
Harbaugh
catch 1, catch 2, catch 3. Those are your, and then what and then
The catch 3 with Vernon. That was against the Saints. Do you know? I'm pretty sure every one of the catches, catch 1, catch 2, catch 3, were all on 3rd and 3.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the stat of the day.
Pretty sure.
So that was
Pretty
third.
sure.
Was it 3rd and goal?
No, it was 3rd and 3.
No, but Montana, the throw from Montana to Clark. Yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like that.
I'm specifically referring.
Maybe they're
to
on the
like
13-yard line.
My
Yeah.
favorite
Okay.
was the catch 3. Alex Smith to Vernon Davis. Do you remember that game? That it was against the Saints. You probably don't remember.
I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me.
They were playing the football game on the NFL football field.
Huh?
Tell me it.
So that was. I mean, I feel like there's always crazy games between the Niners and the Saints.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say that.
You know, this season as well.
Right. Yeah. I thought that was a given. That's why I didn't say anything, because I thought that was pretty much a given.
Okay.
Because here's why: Niners and the Saints, they're in the NFC
in the Super Bowl.
All right.
No, they like both teams rallied for the last like 3 minutes of the game. They kept going back and forth, and like I don't know. There's probably 10 seconds left or something, and then Smith made that pass.
Beautiful catch.
And then Vern was just bawling his eyes out, and
Yeah.
Harbaugh giving him that big hug after the game.
Yeah. Because you know what it reminded me
And
of?
I don't even think it was a playoff game. I think it was just a regular season.
Yeah, I think it was
game,
like a
but
preseason game, but
it was not a preseason game. I mean, I'm sure it was getting towards the end of the season where it was an important game, but I don't remember it being a playoff game.
I remember when Vernon was crying and John Jim Harbaugh.
No.
Well, Jim Harbaugh.
John.
No, John Harbaugh.
Is,
No, Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh was holding him, and I was like,
he was embracing
yeah,
him.
he was. And Vernon Davis was like, "It's okay, boss. I caught the football."
This was pre-concussion.
This was, and I just no, he didn't say that. But I just thought of the Green Mile, where Tom Hanks is like. You ever seen the Green Mile?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought of.
Yeah, with
It's okay, boss. I caught the football.
Oh,
you did catch the football. You told me to catch the football, boss. Here. Here. So, I'm split on what jersey I'm going to wear for the Super Bowl.
For the Super Bowl?
Either Alex Smith or Joe Montana. Chiefs jerseys.
Oh, no. Oh, man. Oh, poor Alex Smith.
I was going to also bust my leg right in half like Alex Smith did. He had like 20-something surgeries.
Yeah. He was a good quarterback.
Tell me quickly.
Yes.
Cap. What's your version on Kaepernick? Did he ruin your team?
See,
or did Harbaugh ruin your team? Or did the owner who fired Harbaugh ruin your team?
The owner or the
whoever was tired with Harbaugh,
bulky,
they wanted him out. I want him out.
Yeah.
Harbaugh brought you to the championships.
I know. No. Like, the feel of this team right now is very different than that Harbaugh team. Like, I felt like they were very cocky. We had a crazy, erratic coach in Harbaugh. And I don't know. I feel like the feel of this team is very different.
You know what it reminds me of? And I'm going to be dead serious.
Okay.
2013 Seahawks.
The Broncos?
Yes.
Super Bowl?
Yes.
Yes.
And
I was actually thinking the exact same thing.
You got a high-powered offense going against a high-powered defense.
Yep. And everybody thought the Broncos were just going to smoke the Hawks.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I know.
Dude, I thought you guys were pretenders this entire season. I've been waiting for it to, and I think, I'm like, now in my true opinion, I'm thinking, I am everybody else during the Seahawks Super Bowl run back then. Like, okay, yeah, their defense is good. Uh-huh. You know, everyone makes fun of Garoppolo. 7 passes last?
We don't need him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, and that was kind of like Russell Wilson. Wilson. I mean, he's good. He's an escape artist, but you had Lynch, right? Exactly. You had a good running game, and we had Percy Harvin too, and so it was like, oh, we got these, and Emmanuel. Debo
Samuel,
dude.
Yeah. Can we talk about Raheem?
Well,
Raheem the Dream.
Mostert
Raheem the Dream.
They're so good, and I hate it. They get better. That's the thing. They're getting better.
And the other thing, though, that I really do like about this team is that they seem so much more humble than that Kaepernick Harbaugh team.
Oh,
than
for
the 2012, 2013 team. Like, I just feel and I felt like as badly as I wanted that Super Bowl win in 2012.
Right.
I feel like deep down I knew that they were going to lose that game.
Oh, really?
And I have a totally different, like, I'm obviously very hopeful, but I feel like
are you more confident totally going into this one?
I do. I feel a little bit more confident.
It's going to be such a great game.
Defense wins championships.
Right. Do you think it's going to be a high scoring
Everybody
Super Bowl?
Thinks it's going to be, but I mean, the Hawks just demolished the Broncos in that Super Bowl.
Every Niner fan that I knew was like,
oh, God.
I hate this. I remember getting the text when the following game when we lost, or the following Super Bowl when we lost to the Patriots, and you text me and you
Malcolm
go,
Butler,
after Curse caught the ball like on the 18-yard line or wherever we were. Where were we on the 3-yard line? Maybe, I don't know. But it was like this juggly catch, and he's laying there, and you're like, and this is after we won the NFC Championship by coming back and getting the onside kick against the Packers. And you text me, and you were just like, obviously expletives, but like, your team is so lucky. I'm tired of all these lucky plays.
And then
the demise,
the Butler interception.
Seriously, if they're like, hey, you could take.
It was Butler, right?
Yeah, Malcolm Butler.
Yes.
Yeah. You could take change one thing in history, you know, maybe Hitler, maybe this or that.
You would give the ball to
I'd
Lynch.
say, listen, we're running that ball. We are running that ball.
Yeah.
And everyone's gonna be like second guessing. Why wouldn't you just pass it there? And I'm like, I've seen it. I've seen it in the past.
Yep. But yeah, no, it'll be. I think everybody thinks that. And I'm so sick of hearing about Mahomes. And everybody's been doubting them this whole season, and I will not lie. I did not think that they would have been in the Super Bowl this year, but they completely dominated.
Bosa.
Oh, Nick. Little Bear, yeah.
Who else?
What do you mean?
Your D-line. Name your D-line.
D Ford, Buckner, and Armstead. And
we were talking earlier. Them swapping Witherspoon, who was a liability out for Mosley.
Yeah, now he's on special teams, and he killed it on special teams against the Packers.
Dude, I'm telling you, your guys' team looks so good.
I know.
It sucks.
I'm excited.
It sucks.
And yeah, and I know that Jimmy can throw. He can throw. Did anybody watch that Saints game?
He can throw because
we know that he can.
Because they established the run first.
Yeah, okay. Yes.
So I know you're not a jinxer. For whatever reason, for someone who doesn't believe in the higher power, you're still worried about jinxing.
Yeah.
Are the Niners are the Seahawks gonna beat the Super Bowl? Are the Niners gonna beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl? Yes or no?
They are the underdog, barely kind of. They're like it's very close, but I feel much more confident in yes, they are going to win the Super Bowl.
Okay, so that was a straight up yes.
Yes.
Confident yes.
Yes.
60% confident, like above 50%, or like a 90% confidence, like you're really up there.
I'll say 80% confidence.
Let's go Vernon Davis and round up to an 85.
Should we talk about our other 85 tight end, Greg? I mean, I know we were talking about his name, but what about him as a player?
Greg's a great player.
I know. He's fun to watch. I think he's got a screw or two loose.
He reminds me of Gronk.
I think that's what makes him really fun.
And I like the tight end matchup with Kelsey.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole thing's a good matchup.
I know.
This is a good Super Bowl.
Yes.
And
if you're not a Niner or a Chiefs fan, like this will be a fun game to watch.
And I was thinking, like you would hear back in the day when we played the Niners with the Sherman tip, everyone said that was the true Super Bowl of that year.
Yes, for sure.
And
because that's when they went to go play the Broncos, right?
Yes, and then we demolished them.
Yeah.
So then I was thinking this whole playoff series is like, what was the Super Bowl this year? And I'm like, legit, I think the Super Bowl is the Super Bowl of this year.
Yeah.
You could almost argue that the Seahawks Niners games week 17 was not the Super Bowl, but it felt like a championship game.
Yeah. That was a really fun game. I was actually in California for that game to watch that game with some family and fellow Niner fans. So that was a really fun game to watch. It felt good to win in Seattle because I don't think the Niners had won in Seattle since like 2011 or something crazy like that.
Yeah,
because when they beat the Hawks the year before, they finally beat the Hawks the year before, but I'm pretty sure it was, dare I say, Santa Clara. It was in Santa Clara. It was in San Francisco.
Just like if the Seahawks played, they'd be playing in Kent.
Pretty much.
Kent Seahawks.
Pretty much.
Fife, actually. I think the true difference is Fife. I think someone looked that up.
Big difference.
Camera's turned off now, which is fine.
Does that mean that it's still recording or no?
This is recording. We're not recording what we look like now.
Cool.
All right, so we're about to wrap things up. Gone a little bit long, which is fine. Which is fine.
You can go back and edit
a little bit. Real quick though, before I want you to predict your MVP for the Super Bowl.
Oh shit! I don't think it'd be Garoppolo. Oh God. Kittle? Or are we going to say a defensive player? I feel like defensive players don't normally get MVPs.
Seahawks did that with Malcolm Smith when he picked it off or whatever. You get some weird random dude who actually plays out.
Yeah.
So I could see, could you see Bosa? Just get some sacks, strip sack, maybe pick it up and run it in. TD.
Defensive player, maybe Bosa. Offensive player. I mean, I don't know if Mostert's going to do what he did in this last game, but Coleman should be back.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Breda scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's going to be really weird to see if they end up pushing that run game again.
Yeah. All right. So my prediction then.
Yes.
Chiefs. Thinking the Chiefs are going to win.
Really?
And I think the MVP is going to be
freaking
Mahomes. It's going to be Mahomes.
Oh, I'm so Kermit. I'm so sick of hearing about him.
Well, everyone, thanks for listening. It was great having my BFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFFF Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Not on Twitter. I've never gotten into Twitter.
Are you on it though?
I'm pretty sure I have what do they call it? A handle? Is it a handle?
I guess.
A username? I don't know what the hell you call them.
Where's your MySpace at?
Friggin' MySpace.
If you went on there right now, what song's playing? Do you remember?
Oh, God. I don't even think I can log in. Can you even log in anymore?
I don't know if you can or not, but if you did, do you remember what your last song was?
Probably a Bob Marley song.
Who was your top 8?
Top 8? Oh, Friends.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you probably were not on there.
I was there.
Yeah. Okay.
Everyone, thanks for listening. Love everybody.
Bye.
Joe, miss you. Get better.
Love you.
Sorry that you're sick, but thanks for letting your bride to be on the podcast that she'll never listen to.
I'll listen to this one.
Good.